Welcome to the Math Record. Today I'll be covering the ICTM Regional 2017 Division AA Algebra 2, which I'll be covering questions 15, 19, and 20. As usual, scroll down for 20. Okay, so let's begin with 15. Triangle ABC is equilateral with perimeter 24. Determine the exact area of the rectangle with the lower base on the x-axis and the upper vertices on the triangle. So it's just basically this picture. So let's draw it. And we have a triangle. And somewhere right here. Okay, that looks fine. So from here, we know that the perimeter is 24. So 24 divided by 3 to get one of the side length is 8. So this is 8. So we know that a triangle is a equilateral is 60 degrees. So this is 60. So if this is cut in half, this is 30. And this is a 90 degrees. So opposite of a 60, which is a 30, 60, 90 special right triangle, we divide this. Opposite of the 30 is half of the hypotenuse, so this is 4. And opposite of the 60 is just square root 3 of this side length, which is 4 square root 3. Okay, so that is also the same case here, so this is also 4. Okay, and this is also 8, right? It's just equilateral. So the reason I did this is because I need the equation of this line, which is our rise over our run, which is basically our slope. So it's negative 4 over square root 3 divided by 4. So our slope is y equals negative square root 3x times x. So our slope is negative square root 3, right? 4 square root 3 divided by 4. And our y-intercept is at 4 square root 3. And now we basically have what we need to solve this question. So how do we get the maximum area? Well, if you think about it, we choose a rectangle, something like this. Okay, we only need to focus on one side, so let's just focus on this portion of the area, because this is just half the rectangle, so we just need to multiply by 2 in the end. So to get this, if we want to find a point on this graph, let's just say right here, this point is x comma y, and then to get our area, it's just x times y, because that's just the idea of this figure. So all we had to do is just x times y. So our y is negative square root 3x plus 4 square root 3. So this multiplies out to negative square root 3x squared plus 4 square root 3x. So this gives us our area. So what does this look like? Well, that's a parabola, and it looks like this going down, concave down, because this is negative. So if we want to get our maximum area, we gotta look at our maximum point. So it's at our vertex. So our vertex is going to be at negative b over 2a. So negative 4 square root 3 over negative 2 square root 3, that's 2. So we need to plug in when x equals 2. So that would be 4, negative 4 square root 3 plus 8 square root 3. So our area is 4 square root 3. But remember, that area is only this side. So to get our entire area, we need to multiply by 2. So that will give us 8 square root 3 as your area for number 15. And that's basically it. That's all you had to do. Okay, now number 19. When polynomial p of x is divided by x over x minus 20, the quotient is q of x and the remainder is 10. When q of x is divided by x minus 17, the remainder is 24. Determine the remainder when p of x is divided by 17. Well, basically what we're going to do is something similar to what I'm going to show you right now. If we have 5 divided by 2, how do you rewrite this as a quotient and a remainder? Well, what's 5 divided by 2? Well, that's 2 and a remainder of 1, right? So that's 2 plus a half, right? Because 2 times 2 is 4, plus this 1, which makes 5. And you could just do some basic arithmetic, but this is just 2 and a half, which makes sense, because it's just 2 and this remainder. So we're going to do the same concept with polynomials. So if we have p of x, and it's divided by x minus 20, we have some kind of quotient, which is q of x, and we have some kind of remainder over over x minus 20. So what is our remainder? Well, it's 10. But let's just move everything to the other side. So p of x, multiply both sides by x minus 20. So that's q of x times x minus 20. And then remainder over x minus 20 times x minus 20 is just the remainder. And our remainder is 10. Okay. So they also said when q of x is divided by x minus 17, the remainder is 24. Okay, so what does that give us? Well, if you kind of think about it, going back to this equation, if we plug in x is equal to 20, what happens? Well, we plug in x equals 20, p of 20 is equal to q of 20 times x minus 20, which is 0, plus 10. So when you're dividing by a number that basically makes this a 0, the p of that value would be equal to its remainder. So using that idea, we could say that q of x, which is q of 17 because it's divisible by x minus 17, is equal to 24. And that's just the idea of the remainder theorem. So it's just something in pre-calculus. So what we do is that we could find, if we want to find the remainder when p of x is 17, we just need to plug in p equals 17, p of 17. Now plug in 17 here. That means we need to find q of 17, which is 24. And then 17 minus 20, which is negative 3, then plus our 10. So that's negative 72 plus 10, that's negative 62. And that is our answer for number 19. So it just requires a basic understanding of the remainder theorem. Number 20. The sum of all possible values for x, so that's 6 cube root of x squared equals 2 minus 3, cube root of x. Okay, so we have 6x to the power of 2 over 3, and then we can move this to the left side, which makes us plus x to the power 1/3, and then it's minus 2 is equal to 0. So if this is 2/3 and this is 1/3, so 1/3 times 2 is 2/3. So I noticed that this could be a quadratic. So I'm going to split this up as 1/3 and 2x, uh, 1/3 is equal to 0. So 3 times 2, that makes there 6. So how do we get this 1? Well, 2 times 2 is 4, and then minus a 3. So that works. So we get plus a 2 here and minus a 1. So that makes a 6 minus 3 plus 4. So minus 3 plus 4, that makes the plus 1 here. And then 2 times negative 1 is negative 2. So this is just the factor version of this. Now how do we get our x? Well, x of 1/3. Well, 3 times x of 1/3 plus 2 is equal to 0. So that means x of 1/3 is negative 2 over 3. X of 1/3, power 1/3 is 1/2. So that means x, and then you just raise to power 3, so that's just negative 8 over 27. And this is just raised to the power 3, so that's just 1/8. And then you could just add the two numbers together using your calculator. Negative 8 divided by 27 plus 1 over 8. And you get an answer of negative 37 over 216. And that's your answer for number 20. Okay, so here are all the answers for this year. Well, thanks for watching, and now see you at the next math record.